This audio essay is informative in nature and was recorded on PowerPoint. The Rise and Fall of Benito Mussolini and the Birth of Fascism. Benito Mussolini was the fascist leader of Italy from 1920 to 1940. And he is the founder of the far-right ideology of fascism. What is fascism? According to Miriam Webster Dictionary, fascism is a political philosophy, movement, or regime that exalts the nation and often a race above the individual, and that stands for a centralized autocratic government headed by a dictatorial leader. It also strives for severe economic and social regimentation and forcible suppression of opposition. Mussolini had his start as a political activist in Italy. Whenever World War I broke out, he became fiercely nationalistic and was ashamed of how far Italy had fallen from its history that included the famous Roman Empire. He had a new mission in life: to rebuild the empire that was lost in Italy by any means necessary. He gathered with like-minded men and formed an army known as the Black Shirts that would terrorize and pillage Italy to gain forced control. While they controlled the people with fear, they had no government power. With this in mind, Benito Mussolini and his Black Shirts marched on the capital of Rome and overtook the government by force. Mussolini became the prime minister, and the new one-party system of Italy was born. Fascism was there to stay. From that point onward, Italy was forced under the heel of the fascist regime. A new flag was instated, a new creed for the nation to follow under the constant fear of retaliation by the new secret police. Any dissent brought on by labor conditions would be hammered down hard to stop any possibility of uprising within Italy. This gave Mussolini the full support of the business and landowning class. Mussolini, according to himself in the Doctrine of Fascism, said, "The corporate state considers that private enterprise in the sphere of production is the most effective and useful instrument in the interest of the nation. In view of the fact that private organizations of production is a function of national concern, the organization of the enterprise is responsible to the state for the direction given to production." Mussolini also put a great emphasis on indoctrinating the youth of Italy through education. He wanted to train Italian children to be willing to sacrifice their lives for Italy at a young age and use this education system to build up the perfect fascist citizens for his new empire in the making. A citizen who lacked individualism and would not deviate from the norm was expected in society. Education in the eyes of fascism is the perfect means of social control in all aspects of life. The fascist party led by Mussolini also attacked the media. They banned the concept and even the notion of free press and replaced it with a string of fascist-ran newspapers that glorified their leader and the state. Propaganda was now king in fascist-controlled Italy. Mussolini inspired fascists across the globe, especially in the heart of one man by the name of Adolf Hitler, who would come to admire Mussolini's ideology and closely model his building of Nazi Germany off that of the fascist state of Italy. An alliance was built between the two. This was the early formation of the Axis powers within Europe. Mussolini and Hitler shared a sense of nationalism and xenophobia. Before the outbreak of World War II, Mussolini assisted Hitler in his ethnic cleansing of the Jewish people. Mussolini used his power and control to send thousands of Italian Jewish people to their deaths in German concentration camps. Mussolini had one more, very difficult step to achieving his new invigorated idea of reviving the once dead Italian Roman Empire. He needed to expand and grow his power across the globe, He succeeded in the first step of this, when Italian troops started a war with the African nation of Ethiopia. Europe looked on in shock as a weakened Italy expanded their power by bombing, invading, and colonizing Ethiopia. It was seen as a major success for Mussolini, but little did he know, this was the beginning of the end for him. Mussolini's fall from power was swift, but certain. He had overstepped his bounds as dictator of Italy. He had thrust Italy into World War II without preparation, and had failed horrifically. Italy lost almost every campaign fought during the war, and the fascist government ousted Mussolini from leadership. Mussolini tried to fight against his ousting by starting up a new fascist regime within Italy, but it soon failed as he was assassinated in the streets. His body was then displayed for all in northern Italy. Soon after, the fascist regime fell behind him, and a new democratic Italy was thrust onto the global stage. However, Benito Mussolini's ideology has not faded over time. It's only gotten stronger, its scars remaining on the globe. Many neo-fascist groups have come out of the woodwork in recent years, advocating for the expulsion of immigrants, building up a national identity behind race, and stomping out ideas like individualism in favor of building a homogeneous population with the same culture, racial, and ethnic background. I'd like to leave you all with a question. What is to stop our nation from succumbing to this ideology? And what can we do as citizens to fight back against regression into tyranny?